COP15 gave space for youth, indigenous peoples, and local communities whose voices have enriched our dialogue and strengthened our resolve. Ladies and gentlemen, our high-level segment was an occasion of rare unity and ambition, graced by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of Zimbabwe Defense Forces and the President of the SADC Group of States, led by the ministers from across the globe, including the ministers from Zimbabwe, who reaffirmed the political will to elevate wetlands conversation to the global stage. Their inspiring statements set the tone of ambition and partnership, culminating in a collective pledge to mobilize resources, shared knowledge, and foster innovation. The commitment demonstrated by all present, from heads of state who were representing their own countries here, particularly Malawi and Eswatini state, the civil society sends a powerful message of that wetlands are not just the responsibility of a few, but a shared legacy of all humanity, inclusive of heads of state and government. To all delegates, experts, observers, and partners, your dedication, wisdom, and cooperation have been the lifeblood of this conference. My heartfelt thanks go to the Secretary General, Dr. Mumba, and your staff, and the entire Secretariat that you have. Their unwavering support, the interpreters and staff for their professionalism, and the people of Zimbabwe for their generosity, their hospitality. Honestly, allow me to also thank my permanent secretary, Dr. T.T. Chifamba, who meticulously chaired all the technical sessions on my behalf. I wish to commend our youth delegates, community leaders, scientists who are with us here. Those innovation and passion have illuminated new pathways for action. The diversity of perspectives shared has enriched our deliberations and reminded us that the tapestry of wetland is mirrored by the tapestry of humanity. As we look to the future, our work is only just beginning. We are just starting the journey. The Victoria Falls Declaration provides us with a roadmap, and we must ensure it is translated into concrete action on the ground. That will make me proud as the President. If we go back home and come up with action plans that will implement the declarations and make sure that when we meet in 3 years' time, we have achieved great strides. In the coming months, we urge all contracting parties to embed the commitments of the COP into national policies and strategies, promote inclusive participation, ensuring that all voices, especially those of the youth and indigenous people and local communities, are heard. Just yesterday morning, I made sure that he informed the Minister of Youth in Cabinet that he will be partnered with me to make sure that our youth participate effectively in wetland conservation in their rural villages so that there's sustainable water conservation within those areas. We ought to leverage international cooperation and financial mechanisms to close the resource gap for wetland restoration and protection, and report progress transparently to our Secretariat so that they can inform us on the progress that we are making. We also call upon strengthening of synergies with other multilateral environmental agencies and agreements to enable us to address complex, interconnected environmental challenges like climate change, plastic, and mercury pollution more effectively and efficiently. This will help us simplify our collective influence on global environmental protection and improve outcomes for ecosystems and human health while fostering innovation and shared learning for all. As the president of COP, Zimbabwe stands ready to work alongside every contracting party. We pledge to facilitate dialogue and champion the exchange of best practices. Our doors and hearts remain open to collaboration, innovation, and friendship. Zimbabwe is a friend to all and an enemy to none. Zimbabwe is committed to advancing a transformative agenda that integrates wetland protection and conservation with global climate action, biodiversity protection, and sustainable development. Guided by principles of equity, innovation, and collaboration, Zimbabwe's leadership will ensure wetlands remain central to strengthening resilience, sustaining livelihoods, and preventing ecological integrity. In closing, let us remember that the legacy of Victoria Falls is not only its beauty, but its enduring power to unite and inspire. To unite and inspire. The same river unites more than 5 countries, starting from Zambia, although we collect water again from the rain in DRC, the Congo, to come into this river. It unites us, Botswana. It unites us, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mozambique, to generate the necessary electricity that we need in the region. It's a very important river. It sustains our ecosystem. It supports the Kasa Transfrontier game reserves, composed of 5 countries. So it's a very important place. The Victoria Falls to us is God-given for this world to survive, for animals to, the whole ecosystem to survive. May the spirit of the place energize our shared mission for wetlands. I wish you all safe travels, continued inspiration, and boundless success in the important work that lies ahead. May we meet again at the next conference of the contracting parties or during the course of the 3 years, embodied by our progress and ever more united in our mission. It is my honor and privilege to declare the 15th meeting of the Conference of Contracting Parties to the Convention on Wetlands officially closed. I thank you.
Meet me in Zimbabwe. Meet me in Zimbabwe. Meet me in Zimbabwe. Land of sunshine, land of...
So we wish you all safe travels, but before we go, I recognize Pakistan.
Mr. President, at the culmination point of the conference, we once again thank the government and people of Zimbabwe for hosting a successful COP. However, while we all gathered here for 2 weeks and reaffirmed our commitment to uphold the principles of multilateralism and international law, it would be remiss and unjust not to remind ourselves of the unabating.
So there you have it. All the items that we put on the agenda of COP15 2025 have been concluded this evening.
Yes, indeed. And we just heard from COP President, who is Zimbabwe's Minister of Environment, Water and Climate Change, Dr. Evelyn Ndlovu. And she spoke on a number of issues, and one of them being youth inclusivity in this whole conversation. If we do not involve the youths, then we are not going anywhere, because the youths are the custodians of tomorrow, in fact of the present. So they have to be included in this conversation. And she also said, since Zimbabwe is now the president of COP, it stands ready to work with all and wide, and also aligning with Zimbabwe's foreign policy. Zimbabwe is a friend to all and an enemy to none.
And we are sincerely hoping that all the contracting parties were involved in the Ramsar Convention, will be ready to step up and help us as a country stand tall as far as conservation is concerned.
And for now, let's cross over to the Cleveland Ramsar site.
Dam, located on the outskirts of Harare, Zimbabwe, is a critical wetland ecosystem and a designated Ramsar site. This is a peri-urban wetland and is considered the largest protected natural area in Harare. Cleveland Dam is a vital water source, feeding the Mokovisi River, which in turn flows into Lake Chivero, a primary source of drinking water for Harare and surrounding towns like Chitungwiza and Norton. The wetland is renowned for its exceptional bird diversity that include waterfowl species, migratory birds such as the African pygmy goose, macaw duck, and African spoonbill. Other noteworthy species include the leopard, African rock python, and vulnerable ground pangolin. Haka Game Park, which leases part of the wetland, is home to over 30 mammal species